How's it going, guys? JP here, and this is going to be a different style of video for my channel. This video is going to be a UFC predictions for UFC 164 Benson Henderson versus Anthony Showtime Pettis. And I've always, a little bit of backstory, I've always considered myself a, casual MMA fan. Probably since the first Ultimate Fighter, I've been watching it for years, but not really too hardcore. Until recently, I've been really getting into it. I like watching people's prediction videos. I like, talking with friends about who I think's gonna win the fights and stuff. And I figured I knew enough to maybe try out a prediction video thing. Just test the waters a bit on my channel. I was gonna create a whole new channel for this stuff, and because my channel really is strictly horror almost. So I don't know. I didn't want to really create a new channel. In the past, I was going to do a collaboration channel with a couple other guys, but that never ended up happening. So I'm just going to throw it on my channel and see how it goes. So yeah, I don't claim to be some kind of crazy knowledgeable MMA guy like a lot of people on the internet do, and I really don't know a whole lot about this sport. So I'm just doing basically what I know, and don't take my picks too serious. Is basically what I'm trying to say, because I know MMA fans can get pretty damn hardcore about people's predictions. So just keep it chill, and everything will be cool. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say for the little intro. Moving on to the first fight, we have Eric Koch versus Dustin Poirier. And this fight seems pretty evenly matched to me. I'm not over familiar with both guys. I do know a bit about their last few fights. I know they're both coming off of losses against top contenders. Dustin Poirier coming off a loss to Cub Swanson, and Eric Koch coming off a loss to Ricardo Lamas. And I think both of these guys' last win was Ultimate Fighter winner Jonathan Brookins. And then I think Eric Koch also lost to Chan Sung Jung, who just fought for the featherweight title. So yeah, I know a bit about their last few fights. Like I said, I think this is a pretty evenly matched fight. I can see it going either way. I think maybe Poirier might try to grind it out, and I think Eric Koch will look for the knockout. So I think I'm gonna lean with Eric Koch on this one. The fight after that is Brandon Vera versus Ben Rothwell. And Brandon Vera at one time was a guy who was claiming to be the first guy who's gonna win the heavyweight champion, and then move down to light heavyweight and win that belt too. And he was undefeated at one time. He was looking like a very hot prospect, and then just bam, nosedive, and just never really looked the same. And I honestly just don't trust in him to pick him in a fight. He did give Shogun a good fight, and it was a great fight. And there was times where Brandon Vera looked like he could have finished Shogun, and of course it looked like there was it was back and forth. And I thought he looked good there. It's kind of weird that he's moving back up to heavyweight now. And I believe he's in his mid 30s. He has to be near 35 or so. So I really don't see a resurgence in his career. I'm honestly gonna lean. I'm gonna go with Ben Rothwell on this one. I don't really think it's a great idea that Brandon Vera is going back up to heavyweight, and I really don't think that he has what it takes anymore. So I'm gonna go with Ben Rothwell on this one. The fight after that is Chad Money Mendes versus Clay Guida. And I used to be a huge Guida fan, much like everybody else. I used to love his energy, and he would come out. I remember the Diego Sanchez fight on one of the tough finales. And that's when I was starting to pay a bit more attention to the the UFC and MMA in general, because I've always been a big fan of Tough. I love I know a lot of people are thinking it's getting stale. I never think it gets stale. I keep enjoying every season. I'm definitely looking forward to this season on September 4th on Fox Sports 1. Men and women on the same show. But anyway, back to the fight. Clay Guida used to be a favorite of mine. He would just come out and bang. He would just have so much energy, fight at a night and stuff. And you couldn't hate Clay Guida. Everybody loved him. And he hasn't been the same ever since he fought Gray Maynard, and ran away almost the entire fight. Call it tactical or whatever, and he had a strategy, and he stuck to that strategy, when I think he could have, put up a much better fight if he would have just, engaged a bit more. And Maynard was flipping him off and stuff, and that fight was just honestly frustrating to watch. It really was. So then he drops down to featherweight, and he beats Hatsi Hioki, who many considered, including myself, that he won that fight. Hatsu Hioki won that fight, not Clay Guida. So now he's facing a top contender in Chad Mendes, and I honestly don't see him doing much different than he's been doing. I see him trying to grind out a win here, and I just don't see it happening against Chad Mendes. I think Chad Mendes is going to just outskill him, and probably not finish, but I think he'll win, decisively. So I'm going with Chad Mendes on that one by decision. And then after that, we have Frank Mir versus Josh Barnett, which I actually, I'll be honest, I wasn't that familiar with Josh Barnett until, recently. It seems like everybody loves this matchup, and it's one of those matchups that I guess a lot of MMA fans been wanting to see for years, because their styles just match. Styles make fights, and I guess these styles just are perfect for each other from what I'm getting. Frank Mir has been a heavyweight champion in the past, an interim heavyweight champion in the past. He's fought for the belt a few times, and I just don't see him making another title run ever. I see him, probably being a, gatekeeper for the rest of his career, possibly, in some exciting fights. This one could be great. His last fight against Daniel Cormier, I thought was, very bad on, I wouldn't really say it was bad on Daniel Cormier, because, like he said, I believe he had some octagon jitters, and he just... he executed a game plan. He executed it well. He didn't have to do much to win the fight. Frank Mir had to win that fight, and Frank Mir just didn't seem to drop down for any takedowns or submissions. I know Daniel Cormier is like Olympic level wrestler and stuff, but I just expected more from Frank Mir in that fight, and I honestly just don't think he has a whole lot left in his left for his career. I think he's on the downslope. I believe he's actually younger than Josh Barnett, but I believe Josh Barnett gave Daniel Cormier a tougher fight, and I know 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 in MMA and that stuff, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Barnett on this one. But Frank Mir can easily probably pull off a sub, I would say. After that we go to the main event, and it is Benson Henderson versus Anthony Pettis, and I think Pettis is definitely going to win this fight. He's beat Benson Henderson in the past, but granted, both fighters have gotten way better since then. Benson Henderson, to me, in my opinion, has lost the fight against Gilbert Melendez. I could see it argued that he won, so I can accept that he won that fight, but to me, it seemed like Gilbert did a little bit more. And then even before that, I definitely thought Frankie Edgar won the second fight. I'm not, and I really like Edgar, so I'm not the biggest Benson Henderson fan. And I think Benson Henderson has went on to that point fighting style, where he's using his wrestling, trying to grind out a win, not put himself into danger, which is what a lot of great champions do, like George St. Pierre, for example, which I'm not saying that I would if I was in that position, I wouldn't do anything better. I mean, why do more than you have to win? If you're a champion, it should be the other guy's job to make you to win that fight. But I think Anthony Pettis will. I think he'll probably try some flashy kicks and just craziness. He's a very flashy fighter. But what's awesome about Anthony Pettis is he's flashy and it works. And Anthony Pettis is probably my favorite fighter at this moment. I've been just absolutely loving Anthony Pettis, and I think he will be the next champion, lightweight champion. I think he has all the great tools to be a champion. He has great charisma. He'll be, a great, face for the lightweight division. Exciting fighter. He goes in there to win, to finish. I think Benson Henderson goes in there to, just win by any means, and kind of point fight. So I can even maybe see Anthony Pettis stopping Benson Henderson. So I'm gonna go with Benson Henderson. Really quick, this video is actually I didn't think I was gonna be able to talk about these fights that much. But very quickly, I will pick a few of the undercard fights. I think Ryan Couture versus Ali Quinta. Ryan Couture is no Randy Couture, and I think that's what everybody else would agree to too. I'll give that one to Ali Quinta. Ali Quinta lost the Ultimate Fighter, but I thought he looked good on the Ultimate Fighter. Granted, he wasn't facing the greatest fighters on the Ultimate Fighter, but I just don't see. I think this is Ryan Couture's last fight in the UFC. After that, I will also pick the Lewis Gondonot fight against Tim Elliott. I think Lewis Gondonot is going to win that. Maybe a future contender at the flyweight division there. And then finally at lightweight, Jamie Varner versus Gleison Tibau. I'd love to pick Varner, but I'm going to have to go with Tibau on this one. And that's my picks for this fight. Like I said, I don't know everything about MMA, so go easy on my picks. That's about it for my UFC 164 picks, guys. This video has gotten pretty long. Like I said, I'm no MMA expert, I'm no MMA journalist, I don't know all the technical stuff, but I do think I know enough to at least pick a winner. I would love to do more of these videos in the future if this one goes over well, and if you guys don't want to see, MMA stuff on my horror channel, just let me know. I'll move it somewhere else. That's fine with me. I know all you guys are horror fans. I'm not sure if any of you guys are MMA fans. I know there's I know one or two of you is at least. So yeah, I would love to hear your predictions too, if you would either want to make a video response or leave me some comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.